this game's really good sleep-inducing ASMR. Now, usually when people talk about Super Paper Mario, they talk about the story. But to truly understand why I dislike this game, we need to touch on the gameplay. So indulge me here. This game is a platformer with RPG elements. What's funny about the RPG elements is that they only serve to make the game easier. That's not my words, that's the director's. And the platforming, it's not much. The controls are pretty slow, and the jump is really high, which means there's not enough wiggle room for platforming challenges to work with. And as a result, the level design is pretty generic at best. The other characters get some platforming moves, but they're very situational, and they sure don't make the level design more interesting. No, this game seems much more interested in combat. The game's filled with straight lines of enemies, and there's a lot of combat. What's cool is that each one comes with a drawback, so you're encouraged not to spam them. Boomer has a bomb, but he's usually better for ground enemies. Throw lets you grab and throw enemies, but it has a limited arc and range. Sorry, did I say each one? What I meant to say is... Kiryu makes you faster, and you can jump on spiked enemies. Yeah, remember the jump? Naturally, if you can jump on enemies repeatedly, which is very easy, then you can destroy most encounters. That is, unless the enemy has spikes on it. Oh, Kiryu just nullified that. Speaking of things with no drawbacks, Bowser's Flame Breath. I'm grinding. The obvious answer some may suggest is, don't use Carry and don't use Bowser. But if every other pixel is so situational, it just makes combat more tedious than anything. Besides, you don't need either of them. Just flip to 3D and you'll ignore everything regardless. But oh no, I take 1 damage every 10 seconds. The balance in this game is so skewed that I have no idea where the priorities were. Now the puzzles are like, oh no, I forgot the passcode to my iPhone.
Your password is uppercase A, lowercase 6, uppercase T, lowercase h, uppercase 5, 6, uppercase Y, uppercase U, uppercase J.
Okay. Uppercase A, lowercase r. Is that O or 0? 5, 6... You tried passcode, what? And then the rest are like, oh no, a tiny door. I wonder if the thing that makes me small would work here. Don't worry, it all doesn't matter, right? Because of the story. The story is good. Look, if this was like a walking sim, or a Sony-style game, or a visual novel, then this claim would hold up. My favorite game is One Shot. Its gameplay is combining items. That's not why it's so special to me, and that's not why people like it. But Super Paper Mario is not that kind of game. There's plenty of time where all the focus is on the gameplay, so I don't believe this argument truly works. If all the cards truly were on the story, then there would be way more dialogue, the story would be way more prominent, there would be more. I do kind of like the writing. I mentioned a few years back that I like Where's My Merlee, and the prologue's also written pretty well. But there's writing and there's story. While I think the writing's pretty good, I'm not that enthusiastic about the story. The point is, this game isn't irredeemable. It had the potential to be awesome. Like a combat-focused Mario platformer. Sounds sick. It just wasn't really done well, and even the most amazing writing wouldn't save that. That's why my final score for Super Paper Mario is a 3 out of 10. Look, if what I said here sounds fine, if you can ignore it, then go ahead and play the game. The last thing I want to do is to detract people from a potentially great time. All I want is to let people know what they're getting into. And that means everything they're getting into. In short, Super Paper Mario win bad game design.